What's up, everybody? This is Spin Tunnel. This is Richmond 1. How's it going?
Hey,
Good.
I
Welcome back for another installment of the greatest running episodic television show on the internet. It's actually not really TV. Is this TV or radio?
this is a podcast. It is neither of those things. as we
You're
are not
right.
on
You're
TV
actually correct in
or
that sentiment.
radio.
You're correct in that sentiment. I am wrong.
We are on neither of those things.
We are on twitch.tv, right? Isn't that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? TV.
That's
Television. Done.
Stupid dot.
We
Stupid
are,
dot.
we
by
are
the way.
on cable. We're not
Stupid
on
dot.
cable. You cannot find us on cable. You can find us on the internet. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube.
Good.
Woody Head Productions. Look it up. All right.
Like and
Anyway,
subscribe.
like and subscribe. Buy our merch.
We do have merch. We do have it. I will sell it. I will hand make all of it.
I will buy white T-shirts and write Spin Tunnel
That's
on
our
them and mail them
that's
to
our
you.
draw. You buy merch, it will be handmade by Vito.
It is
himself.
handmade by Vito. He can put whatever he wants on it.
Promise. I do choose what goes on it. You are just paying for a T-shirt. You don't know what you're getting.
Just go on there, buy a T-shirt, pick a size. You're just gonna get a shirt in the mail. We don't know what's gonna be on it. We'll just go buy one
No,
from the
you don't-
store and send it to you.
You don't pick a size.
Oh, okay.
Buy
I
a
like
shirt.
this merch sale. I think we should make a merchandise store that has a mystery option. It's just you buy the mystery merch and it's $15. You just get whatever the hell we send you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think mystery merch is that's an untapped market.
It's untapped potential. I gotta
So
say.
I already applied for the patent. It is mine. Nobody else can have that idea.
Mhm.
It is owned by Spin
Yeah.
Tunnel Incorporated. Woody Head
Alright.
I
Productions
own it.
now owns mystery merch. If anybody else does it, we will sue you. Without
I will
further
sue you
ado,
personally. I'm a lawyer.
also the CEO of Google, I believe.
Google, lawyer, head receiver at Arby's.
Has hunted Bigfoot multiple times.
Successfully?
Also true. Yes.
There's multiple Bigfoot?
Yes.
That's
No,
big
he just
shot.
lets him out. He hunts him
Or-
for sport. He like
He
lets
lets him
him
for
go.
sport and lets him go. And says, I'll come back
They're-
and get you again.
Multiple Bigfoot.
That's big feet then. Is a group of Bigfoot like big feet, or are they Bigfoots?
I think it's just a Bigfoot.
I think this is one singular Bigfoot.
Yeah, but if there was
It's a-
multiple, what would you call
It's a
them?
collective. It's a collective of Bigfoot. Like it's
Oh,
a collective of
they're
deer.
like it's like a bunch of deer.
Yeah.
Look at all
okay.
those Bigfoot.
Yeah.
They're
Interesting.
fake.
Anyway,
Bigfoot
I'm
doesn't
an expert on it.
exist.
I'm an
You
expert
say
on it. Kill
Bigfoot
yourself.
doesn't exist, yet you stand in front of a mirror.
Adrian, you should kill yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. You shot
Anyway,
him down in cold
This is a
blood.
NASCAR show.
Yes,
Sometimes.
NASCAR's lame.
Yeah, man. Boo!
Boo.
This is no
Fuck
longer a
NASCAR.
NASCAR show. We'll be talking about the species and phenomena around the Bigfoot creature in the North Americas.
Yeah.
Sasquatch. It's paid and produced by Jack Links. This is for Big Jerky.
Yeah.
No.
And fuck Big
No,
Jerky.
you can't do that.
Fuck Big Jerky.
Hate jerk.
You may not like Big Jerky, but boy, can I sell you some big ice cream. Oh, wait, you weren't there for that. Nor were
like
any of the
Bloomberg.
listeners at home. What the hell are we talking about? Let's talk about NASCAR. So we went to
Yeah.
Richmond this past weekend. We had our day race at Richmond, and I enjoyed the race. It was long
It was
and a
good.
little lame at times, but that's just a NASCAR race, you know.
I
say
think it
lame.
was-
I don't think it was boring. It was like, yep, this is a NASCAR race. We haven't seen a long green flag run out, just tried and true NASCAR race in a while, and we got to see one this week.
I enjoyed it a lot. I thought the strategy was very fun to watch. It was mostly a big strategy race. I think that's what made it more entertaining than anything else.
What'd you think?
Like it was long green flag runs, and everybody was taking them different. A lot of fun to watch.
What'd you think, Adrian? Did you like it or dislike it?
I thought it was a great race. I thought for a second Harvick was gonna, go closer mode and win it late, but it ended up he finished second, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vito, what'd you think of the race?
It was a race. I have no hard feelings either way. Personally,
All right.
Surprising.
Well, with that being said, I think we can go into our first segment. He definitely made this race and have the exciting close, I would say. Wonderful call by the crew chief and beautiful execution by the driver. Give it up. Denny Hamlin gets his first win, 2022.
momentum
They're not
start, I
top
think.
10ing until that point.
Yeah, they also
This was
had
the
never
first
scored in the
of
top
season.
10 until their race win at race,
Yeah.
7? So,
Yeah. I'm happy to
I don't
see
know.
it.
Fire away, y'all. What y'all
Denny
think?
Denny needed it. He really needed it. He was sitting like 22nd in points. Terrible start to the season. He needed this win.
He's got his momentum, so I think we will start
Yeah.
seeing Denny
And
locked in the playoffs. I think this locks him into Final Four at least.
no, Vito, not
Honest to
just
God.
that though. Like Denny, like he's got his momentum. He's got good momentum for next week because
Yeah.
he's got a lot of wins at Richmond. This was his 4th Richmond win. He already has 5 at Martinsville, I'm pretty sure.
Exactly, yeah.
So like he's good for next week
Yeah, if
too.
there's
I
any
think.
time to come alive, if you're Denny Hamlin, it's Richmond and Martinsville. You know, the
Yeah. He's got 2
Virginia
weeks in a
short
row to
tracks,
just
the hometown guy. You got to remember, these are like his home races. So,
Yeah. Perfect time for Denny to break out.
yeah. I mean, this goes beyond Denny Hamlin. We'll get into that in a minute. You know, we'll further talk about this. This goes beyond Denny Hamlin, in my opinion. But I'm glad to see Denny win. They definitely executed a great race today. The strategy call in the end, which we'll also get into later, very good call on their end. It was for as stale as it got in like 2020, it was refreshing to see the 1-2 in the end of this come down to Hamlin and Harvick because
seriously.
after how dominant they were in 2020 to watch them struggle last year, you know, Hamlin got some wins. Harvick didn't get any wins, but Hamlin got some wins, but it took him till the playoffs to get a win, you know what I mean?
500.
It took him a while to finally come around, and the fact that they ran 1-2 today in the end of this thing. Granted, they weren't 1-2 going into those last 10 laps, but they came out 1-2 under green and put on a good show, I'd say, for a great finish. And just a good, pure NASCAR race. Anything else y'all would like to add on Denny Hamlin winning? I know. It's hard to keep going into depth on Hamlin winning because everything that really made up his win are big topics that we want to talk about as we continue the show. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we can just go ahead and segue.
I was a
But
little
if y'all have
worried
anything
on-
to add about Hamlin personally, this is a
on
good time.
Denny
Just
Hamlin
one thing to
himself.
add.
Yeah, what's
I
up?
had just one thing. Is the stretch of youngins winning got broken?
Yeah. By a 40-some-year-old.
There's one thing I want to add too about just on a personal Hamlin that was funny. Did y'all see that video of him getting out of the car, like on like Twitter from like the stands? Like when he gets out, he like clapped his hands together and it was like loud as shit. It was unnaturally loud. Like you hear it from the grandstands. Him like, I thought that was really funny. So he was very excited to finally break through and get a win in this next gen car because he struggled so far with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's been good.
Well, I mean, he's been running good, but like just the finishes, it's just been not there at all.
You can look at Las Vegas. He ran great there, and then he blew his gearbox out because he did a stupid shift.
Yeah, on
Something like
Hamlin
that.
himself. I like seeing him win. But God, like I look at him and I want to see no teeth in his mouth. I want to see him hit by something like really hard. You know what I mean? He's got one of those faces where you just want to see him get hit really hard by something.
Very
Interesting.
punchable face.
Like hit by a car. Like really
Oh
like
my!
at like 40 miles an hour. It doesn't
Vito,
kill him.
dude, I got something to tell you, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I feel like this
I
is gonna be a
don't know.
spin tunnel episode. Okay, off the air when we watch these races, this is all this is kind of the dumb stuff that comes across the wavelengths. We could make an episode out of just ranking which drivers with punchable faces.
Yeah.
Ugliest driver in NASCAR competition.
Well, the
Winner.
ugliest driver, that's easy. I don't know. Brad's gonna give him a run.
It's easily Kyle Busch.
I think Kyle.
I don't know.
All right. Well, another time. We'll save that for another time. Anything else you want to add about Denny Hamlin before we move into our next talking point?
That's about it.
All right.
About
Cool.
it, Denny.
So to just boost on top of Denny, this was the first thing I really want to get into of the two, was Toyota is back, I would say. Like, they put on a display. I think all four cars at one point showed, I mean, Hamlin wins the race. Truex is racing for the win, wins a stage, looks amazing
He
in
was
stage
probably
2.
the best car out there.
Yeah, I would say too. Just his tires, man, they fill out, which is interesting because he had an extra set in the middle there. It's crazy that all got like washed out. But between
Did
Hamlin
Kyle
winning,
Busch lead laps?
the other one, I don't know if Kyle led laps, but he looked great until we'll
Because
get into that later.
I know Kyle led
And
laps.
then
I know
Christopher
Truex
Bell
led
was
laps.
just dominating stage 1. Well, I wouldn't say dominating. He was stage 2.
Yeah.
He comes out in stage 2 and looks amazing, gets passed by his teammate Truex, who then goes on to just dominate the rest of the stage. So between the two of them in the middle of the race, just leading, running great. Kyle definitely had his setback. We'll get into that later, but he was running good, I would say, like really good. And Hamlin, coming alive there in the end and winning the thing. Like Toyota finally a breath of fresh air because they've been struggling. Both mechanically and just race results. Their best showing up to this point, I'd say, was Vegas with Truex and Kyle Busch, like having the field on lock, and it was going to be between them until the caution comes out and the tire strategy call throws all that out the window.
You think?
Kyle Busch led 1 lap yesterday.
Kyle Busch led 1 lap.
1 lap.
Better than 0. All right, good job,
It
Kyle.
means every single Joe Gibbs car led a lap yesterday.
And I want to mention one thing. I think it's kind of funny that so far the best Toyota of the year was the worst performing. Kurt Busch, fuel problems immediately. Take him completely out of the race. He was like 100-something laps down. So that sucked for Kurt.
At least he got back out there, though. No DNFs this season.
Yeah, no, he got back out there, but I think that car could have been a lot better than it ended up being at.
Let's get Howard's opinion on Toyota.
Oh yeah, man!
Howard,
Welcome to the booth. We gotta let's see what he has to say about all this. Howard Stern,
opinion.
welcome to the show. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like 2311, they just weren't running good.
Yeah, Bubba had a bad day. Like Bubba just bad, and Kurt just got destroyed early on. He couldn't do anything with it. But the Gibbs cars ran great at least, so that was good to see.
Yeah. Just overall though, Gibbs is where it's at in the Toyota camp. And they all ran great. We can definitely get more into the Kyle Busch struggle. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. It's good to see them back, even playing field across the manufacturers now, I would say, if Toyota can keep this up. I'm excited to see how they run at Martinsville because, like you were saying, between Denny and Truex, like, those guys are beasts.
Yeah. Again, I wouldn't even count out Kyle. He's good at that track, too. He's very good at that.
And he's been struggling as of recent, so it'll be good to see him try to run well. But anyway, does anybody have anything to say about Toyota before we move on?
Toyota, you know what? I think we're going to see they're starting to pick up. I think we're going to see a lot more wins from them before playoff break, honestly.
I could see them going 3 straight with 3 different drivers. I could see Truex winning this race and then Christopher Bell winning the next one. So
we're going to Dirt Bristol after Martinsville, and then what? Do we go to Dega?
Dega.
Yeah, then we go to Dega. You can see Denny Hamlin winning that race because, it's a plate race.
I can see Denny, but I feel like that's a Ford place Talladega at this point. Plate tracks Ford country now.
Ford's been dominating the plate tracks, yeah.
Yeah, would not surprise me a bit, especially because Kyle Larson hasn't been putting together the best finishes lately. If Christopher Bell went to Bristol Dirt and won that race pretty handedly, I would say either him or Kyle Larson should be the easy
Let me cut you off real quick. Just so we don't lose this train of thought. We had that stupid prediction thing. We got some right.
Oh yeah, Denny Hamlin.
To get on the personal Hamlin note that we missed from a segment ago, somebody, I think it was Chris, somebody in the booth here picked it correct. Somebody picked Richmond.
That was me. I picked Denny Hamlin.
Did anybody else? I think I picked
You
Kyle
win
Busch.
the $50,000 cash prize.
Yeah.
So far, the only ones this season to pick correctly are Brandon at Auto Club picking Kyle Larson and Chris at Richmond picking Denny Hamlin.
All right, so it's 0-1-1-0 across the board.
All right.
Should we add that? I feel like we could add that. We should add that to the show. We should put a little tally counter.
Yeah.
Next week, I have Chase Elliott. Brandon has Denny Hamlin. Chris has Martin Truex. Vito has Alex Bowman going back to back at Martinsville.
That's a good layout.
Let's see.
Yeah.
The only one out of that layout that I think doesn't happen is Adrian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. That boy sucks right now. They'd be like
Pretty
running
sad.
good, and then they'd just be like tank.
Sweet,
But
though.
we'll get into that later. Speaking of tank, though, man, we saw some fucking tanks with the tire fall off. Let's talk strategy.
Yeah.
That's the other note that I wanted to bring in with Hamlin's win is that we saw Hamlin not be super dominant all day, but be running up there. And him and Harvick, they just laid back, let the 24 and the 19 chase each other's tires off. They were a little older, so they were going to run out a little earlier anyway. They let them chase their tires off, and then with about 10 to go, they just decided it was go time, and the two of them just drove through the field up to them. They drove from about
They had
5th and
nothing.
6th, 4th and 5th, 5th and 6th kind of area, and they just ran them down and cleared them like they were standing still in the last 5 laps.
You watch Denny pass Byron. Byron has nothing he can give to the 11 car.
No, they look like lap cars.
Like, Denny just passed them. Like, Byron couldn't do anything. Same thing with Harvick. He just got straight around them.
Because, Truex started to get on it, and you're like, okay, he's cutting in half a second a lap, half a second a lap, half a lap. And then you'll, wait a minute, while he's cutting half a second a lap, these guys are cutting over a second a lap, and they just drove up to the both of them and just drove right by him like they're standing still.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
crazy.
very,
how fast
very
they were.
impressive. Like, you can definitely, it was cool to see something. We haven't seen something like that in a long time.
Yeah, I think that's what made that a lot of fun. Again, the strategy calls were so interesting to watch. In, like, stage 2, the whole thing was broken up into, like, one stop strategies, 2 stop strategies. So you had Bell split it on one stop. It was a lot of fun to watch that because it's like, all right, when the hell are these guys going to get lapped again? Who's going to finish where in the stage? It was
I'd like to
watch.
like to say, is it cool that we had like a real strategy heavy race with fucking Chad Knaus in the boot?
Yeah, exactly. I think that made it better.
Yeah, it was very
That made
fitting
it
to
way
have
better.
the Chad Knaus race is the one that's just like the most like strategy-based race we'd seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
We got Chad
We got
again.
him back in the booth next week. Yeah, I didn't think they announced who's going to do Bristol Dirt on this broadcast. They're probably going to do it next week.
Probably.
Yeah, my guess right now is Tony Stewart. I think that'd be a great
I love
pick.
Tony.
It would be
I
good to
would
have
love
Tony
Tony.
back in the
Tony would be awesome.
I love Tony in the booth. I don't know about I'm actually just totally side note from the strategy talk, but I mean, what do y'all think? I'm loving this whole like Fox guest in the booth.
Yeah, I love it.
The only one
I
that I
think it
wasn't
should stick
super
around.
into was Danica,
but
And she wasn't bad.
but she wasn't bad. That's what I'm saying. Like it wasn't like it was bad. That was the only one that was kind of like okay. Like I think she should have just done one, not two.
Yeah.
The one that I liked the most
Um,
as a sleeper was Matt Kenseth because he was so like just mellow the whole time, but it was but it was like it's Matt Kenseth, like that's Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, hey,
And he was
yeah,
like,
that was great.
You know,
it was like whenever he would say something, it was like funny, and it was like everybody was listening. It was cool.
I also like this banner with Logano.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
dare I say for 2023, I'd rather we just keep with this rather than finding a permanent like number one
Honestly,
guy
this
to
is
do it.
more fun.
Yeah,
I like Boyer and Mike are really fun to have in the booth. They play off each other really good, and then get someone else in there.
If we don't get
Makes it a lot of
DW
fun.
once this year, I'm gonna be sad.
Dude, we need
DW
DW
for
we need him
Darlington.
in Darlington. We
Oh,
need
DW
DW
yeah.
for Darlington, please.
Please God.
Give me Darlington DW. I will be satisfied.
If you can't
Literally,
tell,
they
we're all
could
big
get-
Tony Stewart DW fans.
Yeah.
They could
Like
get
they don't even need him
literally
for the whole
anyone for
broadcast.
any of the
Just
other
bring him
races.
in for like one stage.
Yeah, like they did with Mark
Bring him
Martin.
in for the start. Just have him do the boogity.
Have him do the boogity and have him do stage 1, and then for like the next stage, bring in like another like do
Mark
it's
Martin.
the throwback
Fuck
race.
Martin.
Bring
Mark
in like
Martin.
retros, bring in some guys from our like from the past and be like, hey, have them
Yeah.
talk Darlington. You know what I mean? Because like they provide
Awesome
great
Bill and
insight
Mark
here.
Martin.
Martin.
Awesome Bill.
An awesome pick.
Oh fuck Bill Elliott.
It would be nice to get Dale Jarrett. Problem is he's NBC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dale Jarrett.
But I love Dale Jarrett broadcast wise.
Dale's awesome. Dale Jarrett's great.
I don't know who else we. Can
I
get.
hope
mean, Mark
to
Martin, I
see Dale
guess.
Jr.
Mark
up
Martin
in the
did
booth
some of the Auto
shop.
Club race. I mean, it's plausible. He could,
He could come in and do some more of this. That would be cool. See him at Darlington.
yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, DW. I think
fine
DW should get
with-
stage
on
1
Mark Martin
at Darlington at least.
Needs
Like
first.
we need to
green.
make this a movement on the internet. Like we need to get DW.
DW at Martin.
But
Love
anyway, back to the point of this segment with the strategy.
Strategy. Yeah.
calls. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was cool to see the comers and goers all day. It's something that we haven't seen in a while. It's very, homage to NASCAR's past. I think it would have been better. This was a good example of a race where we didn't need stages, because like they just kind of broke this up.
Yeah.
This would have been nice to really see play out without,
Yeah.
just going green, because obviously we weren't like tearing up cars. So we we're going to have some long green flag runs, which is something that's very typical at Richmond. Every time we go here, they're like, it's the short track, action track, and it's never that. It's always a real like long endurance kind of driver's track where it's like you got to play your tires, you got to play your strategy. It's no Martinsville. You know what I mean? I don't know why they bill it as that. It never is. I mean, you can make the argument with the Xfinity race, but that was different. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, all three of those short tracks are so different. Bristol is its own animal completely.
Yeah, Bristol is just so fast, and Martinsville is just so like elbows out contact.
Martinsville is the
Richmond is just like a racetrack. It doesn't feel like
feels
a short
like an
track.
intermediate. It's not.
I mean, it feels short track-esque because of the long corners where they're real you're
heavy
down
braking and stuff.
And then boom, it's not fast, but it's definitely not like a slow short track where you just lean on each other. Everybody runs the bottom, and everybody runs around, and you don't run your tires off, and you got to save your car. It's about saving your car, and we saw that on full display. So, anyways, that's talking strategy. I'd like to see more races like this in the future. They're nice to have. I wouldn't want every race to be like this. I do love our just barn burners of chaos because it keeps it fresh, but it's nice to see these more like pure races here and there, It's a good balance. We need a good balance.
Make those exciting races feel more special too. With that,
Don't let them lose their luster because don't let an exciting race lose its luster because there wasn't like a 3-wide barrel roll across the finish line, crazy finish. You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
It's not fair to these fans. We aren't wrecking half the cars every week.
Tony Stewart fans.
I guess with that we can roll into the next part that I know we wanted to talk about. We're gonna just go ahead and we haven't done this before, but I think this is a better way to do the segment. We like to just talk about people, so we're just gonna run down the top 10. Starting with our winner, Denny Hamlin. I think we already kind of covered that.
We covered Hamlin.
Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick finishes second. Very good to see Kevin Harvick run well.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I mean, he's been running good all year.
I'm with Adrian. I legitimately thought he was going to just roll in there, pull an old closer move, and just where did he come from and steal that win out from under Hamlin. But
Harvick was ready to.
Ended up running second.
Did an interview with him after?
He was ready. He was like, if I got there.
Yeah, Harvick was ready to. He just didn't have enough time to.
Yeah, he just couldn't get there. Third place, William Byron.
Yep.
Good job from him.
Good job.
I thought he was going to win, but it got a really nice finish out of it, so I think it worked out okay.
Before his tires fell off like a motherfucker, I thought he was going to hold on to win, but...
Yeah, I did too. No, I did too. I thought whenever I saw Truex start to stall in his closing, I was like, all right, that's it. Byron's got this one. And then here comes third and fourth, like bat out of hell, and just ran them down like they were standing still. Anyway, moving on to our next one. Same story as Byron, Martin Truex Jr. Good run for him. Good run for Gibbs. Good run for Toyota. We're going to get into that later in a second here. I'll bring up the point I want to make. Fifth is Kyle Larson. He's been in a slump, been needing a good run. It's just funny to say Kyle Larson being in a slump. It's like he's not winning. That's being in a slump.
Yeah, I didn't think his good run would come back here.
Yeah, I was expecting somewhere more like an intermediate, but here we are at Richmond, and here comes Kyle Larson. But he has won here before, so...
Yeah, he has one here, but it was a weird win because he kind of got that one on a green-white checkered.
Yeah, that is true.
From fourth.
A weird...
But, I mean, good to see the 5-car run P5. After that, saw him lead laps. Very, very good to see him lead laps because I personally, I don't know about y'all, I've expected to see more out of him up to this point. But Christopher Bell definitely showed his speed today. Paint scheme. Running sixth.
Beautiful paint scheme. My favorite Toyota.
And then again, another great run for Toyota. Another top 10 for Toyota. Another top 10 for Joe Gibbs. Like, they needed these bad. Then we got Ryan Blaney in seventh. I want to make a
biggest loser of the season.
Quick little point. Blaney here does not run a good here ever, but he dominated stage one and set the pole, so he looked great. But he did the same thing where he runs really good in the very beginning and then falls off and finishes somewhere in the 5th to 15th range. He did, however, with the struggles of Chase Elliott, tie Chase Elliott for the points lead.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Blaney's up, and technically he is the points leader because if you go to the tiebreaker, he would be ahead right now of Elliott.
Yes.
So Blaney right now is on top of the board. So season's biggest loser, he's on top of the points.
Yeah, he's his biggest loser, but he'll get his win.
Think about it. The two guys leading our points right now is Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott. Two people who have had like flashes in the pan of like, oh, they got this down, and then they all of a sudden just start running like dog.
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense. Behind him, Alex Bowman,
winner of the race last season.
Yep. Yeah, Bowman was solid all day.
Just solid running in the shadows. I wouldn't say he did anything to get on TV, but he finished right where he was running about all day. So good run for the 48 team. Behind him, P9, Kyle Busch on a comeback. We'll get into him in a second here. because he has a very interesting story throughout the course of his day. But to wrap up my point, that means that finally all 4 Toyotas finished in the top 10. They needed. Oh, I say all 4 Toyotas. All 4 Joe Gibbs Toyotas finished in the top 10. They needed this day. Gibbs did, I would say, just to prove that they haven't gone anywhere. They're just a little bit slower to start than the Chevy and the Ford teams. But to see them all run in the top 10, I mean, Kyle Busch, I think, we'll get into him in a minute, but it's an interesting story. Good top 10 for them. And then to finally wrap it all up, totally backdoored himself into this one. Very, very, very strong show in the end here to pull this one out. Austin Dillon for Richard Childress Racing, putting it in the top 10.
Yeah, I always like seeing Austin Dillon race. I always like watching him race.
Yeah, Dillon came out of nowhere to finish. Like, he ran about 17th, 18th all day, but I guess, again, the strategy worked out for him. He got a top 10 out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great
and then, to bring up that point, I mean, RCR as a whole, they both were running kind of struggling, and Tyler Reddick not that far off. He finishes 12th. So, they definitely figured something out between the two of them in the end of that race to pick up about 8 spots. I don't know if that was all just tire strategy. I feel like it's a mix of both. But
yeah, I know Dillon was on that stop strategy in stage 2. There were 5 cars that were on that strategy. Dillon was one of them.
And it definitely, and then we saw it paid off with a top 10 run. Another just couple notables I want to talk about as I just flip through the order here. Brad Keselowski 13th, and then even I'll add Chris Buescher 15th. They were running better during the race. It was good to see them run. They're running about 9th to 11th range, and then they fell back to about 20th. But they managed to find that happy medium. 13th, 15th, good runs for the RFK boys.
Joey
Logano struggled 17th. Another struggle, Ross Chastain, because he was running great and he fell off a cliff
I don't know
about halfway through the race.
What happened to
Eric
Logano?
Jones, 23rd, uncharacteristically running around where he should be running all season, even though he's been overperforming, I'd say, all year up to this point. So
yeah,
he struggled. Another notable was Kurt Busch, finishing 35th. They had mechanical failures early on, got it fixed, got it back out there, but he was about 105 laps down. So, and sadly, there was no, besides with the exception of Cody Ware getting in the wall at about the 300 lap mark, nobody else really had an issue except for Greg Biffle, who went out on a suspension failure. So that's the only spots he was able to make up. So tough break for the 45 team. But they've run so well up to this point, I don't think it's going to hurt them too bad. I think they're still sitting... no, they're not. They're sitting 18th in the points now. So
yeah, but again, Kurt's been running so good. I feel like that'll come back.
Yeah, we'll see where it all comes around to in the end.
Yeah, I want to mention.
I think we're going to start talking points come All-Star break. So
yeah, that's what Chad was too. Like on the broadcast, he said you're going to start looking at points more around the Coke 600. Like that's when it's going to really start shaping out.
That's when it really starts to show.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the top 10 and a few other notable finishers.
I do really want to list Logano real quick.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Logano, he was so good. And then that one caution came out. They went on the pit road. They got tired. And the jack broke.
The jack failure. You're right.
Yeah. That sucked. And he was running second. Like, Logano could have had a shot at top 5 in the race. And something stupid on pit road that cost him a lot. Really tough break for Joey. He ran so good.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah. I don't know. He should be all right. Come Martinsville.
That shit ain't right, man.
Bristol. He won Bristol last year.
Yeah, he did. But I think now that everybody's kind of got their feet wet with it once, I think it's going to be exciting to see how we all come back. Especially now that we're going to run it at night. Might keep the track a little more moist.
It's going to be more of an actual dirt race.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, still, though, it's 250 laps again?
Something like that.
Ugh. But we're talking Bristol too early. We got to get through Martinsville first. And the exciting thing about Martinsville this time around is it's going to be 400 laps in the spring.
Yeah.
We still got our 500 lapper in the fall, but we're taking 100 laps off. I think it's going to make it a little more urgent. You're going to see. I think you're going to see making more moves early, trying to just go. Because you're going to need that track position come stages in.
Yeah, put as many guys as many laps down as possible as soon as possible. I think it's going to be the idea there.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing to shorten down.
Yeah, it'll be a mad dash, like literally.
I'm happy it's this one.
I'm excited.
It won't feel like, okay, we're Martinsville for 200 laps, and, here we go. Okay, it's the final 300.
Yeah. But anyway, before we get into all that, let's just brush over our biggest loser of the week, even though he still ran top 10. Valiant effort to come around. Kyle Busch. Man,
Yeah.
That penalty.
that penalty.
I think the penalty
Very,
was the
very
right
strange penalty in the way it was handled, I must say.
I think the penalty was the right call at the wrong time.
I agree wholeheartedly. It was very strange that I think that he should have been called for the penalty because it was an obvious violation of the rules, but it's the fact that they caught it so late. It didn't make any sense. It was like, how did they miss that? It's like a bright piece of tape. How can you miss it?
Yeah, it's like
And they were like,
highlighter
oh,
tape.
oops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like if you sped on pit road at the end of stage 1 and then like halfway through the like last run of the last stage of the race. They're like, oh, hey, you got to run, you got to pass through, man. You sped.
Yeah, it's
Like
so
when
weird.
But Kyle Busch like took tires, so I guess it kind of like offset because he got that last pit stop in, and it kind of offset it.
Yeah,
I don't really know if
guess.
you're allowed to do that, but maybe they just let him get away with it because they felt
Well,
bad.
no,
I
they
don't know.
just called him into pit road. Like they made him go in to take the tape off. It wasn't like a passenger penalty or anything like that.
Oh,
They just made him go
okay, yeah.
off. Yeah, so he
Yeah,
could have done
if they
that.
called him for a stop and go, they shouldn't be allowed to service the car.
Yeah, no, they
So-
just went in to go get
Yeah,
the
they
tape
just
off.
said you need to plumb in and take the tape off, and they were like, "Well, can we change tires?" And they were like, "Yeah, we don't care, just take the tape off."
Mm-hmm. So it's all right.
And yeah, seeing as the race went green to the end, and everybody made that same tire stop not too long after. Anyway, it all worked out, and he was able
Yeah,
to
I
claw
still think
into
that threw
top
them
10.
off, though. I think Kyle could have finished a lot better.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think he could have been a win contender. Honestly.
Yeah, I think so, too. Kyle could have. He definitely could have won that race.
it would be real fun for that radioactive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh man,
Should
that's
be
gonna
expecting
fun.
that soon.
But anyway, that was Kyle Busch. He's definitely struggling. His last couple of years have been uncharacteristic for Kyle Busch, I would say. But I don't think he's gone anywhere. I still think he's still that same beast of a driver he was 3 years ago. It's just a lot of bad
most of
luck and a
Kyle's
lot of
issues
think about it
have been
between bad luck, no practice, personnel changes on his team. You know, they've like completely overhauled his team last couple seasons. So
Yeah, none of Kyle's issues this year really have been his fault.
yeah,
really,
and he's showing that he has speed to win. He just hasn't broke through yet.
example.
And now
Las
that
Vegas.
Hamlin's broke through, I think the door's wide open for the rest of Gibbs, seeing how well they ran yesterday.
Yeah, I do think that.
Door's wide
sure.
open. I see all four Gibbs cars should win this year.
Mm-hmm. I
They
think
did
for sure
last
we're going
year.
to see
They
two
should
more
do
of
it
them at
again.
least.
So I guess that's the Kyle Busch, and I mean that's pretty much it. We can just open the floor now to whatever.
Let's talk Xfinity.
You want to talk Xfinity? I know you love
Oh,
talking
yeah.
Xfinity, and I think this is a good week to talk Xfinity just for the finish.
Yeah.
Joe Gibbs swept the weekend, obviously. Won in Cup, won in Xfinity. But the way they won in Xfinity, oh boy. Literally every single lap led by one of two people, John and Hunter Nemechek or Ty Gibbs. Nemechek dominated stage 1. Ty Gibbs dominated stage 2. But come into the last few laps, they were in a tight battle for the lead. And on the final lap, Ty Gibbs gave him the shove of the year. I mean, sent him all the way up into 3 for the win.
Yeah. I don't know. That was it's interesting.
I don't
'Cause
think it
is
was
a short
bad.
track. Yeah.
I don't think this is a big deal.
No.
Yeah, no,
It's
not a
really
big deal in the
deal.
grand scheme of things.
People are like, oh, this is going to be a big. No, it's not.
Nemechek very unhappy about it after the race, saying a racer never forgets. The problem is, so does the team owner. Team owner never forgets, so it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. Listen, like John Hunter can say whatever he wants. At the end of the day, the final words, Coach Gibbs. So
And it's not like John Hunter
He's a
Nemechek.
fucking pussy.
yeah,
And it's not like John Hunter Nemechek was racing him the cleanest during the race either.
yeah.
you know,
He
it's
just get him too. It's how it went.
I'm sure if the roles were switched, John Hunter Nemechek would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I definitely could have done the same thing.
But Ty Gibbs coming across for his 3rd win of the year. Not the points leader, though. That's AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah, he's just been consistent. Allmendinger. It's all he's been doing this year. He's the only guy that top 10 every race so far.
Yep.
So Allmendinger's been great this year. Gibbs has been winning. Gregson's been good. He fell back a little bit, but he's still been solid. I'm looking at the points right now. Josh Berry, how about him? 4th in the points
Yeah.
for rookie season. That's awesome.
Honestly, I said this before. I'll say it again. I think the top 4 in points right now is going to be the championship 4.
I think Berry's inexperience in this series will bite him at the end. I don't think he'll make it to the championship 4. I think we're going to be seeing somebody like Daniel Hemrick or Justin Allgaier make it instead.
Mm.
But I think Allmendinger, Gibbs, and Gregson, yeah, those the classes for. I'd be shocked if they don't the championship for. So, you got anything else, or?
I'm just excited for Martinsville, to be honest.
Yeah.
Me too.
Dude, Martinsville's like my favorite track on the schedule. I can't wait.
I'm excited to
I've
see
got a,
next-gen
I've got
cars
a-
run in Martinsville too.
Yeah,
Got
they're gonna be
a,
a lot faster.
a NASCAR app update.
Oh yeah, what
Who
we got?
won? Did Eric Almirola win?
Eric Almirola did not win.
Yeah!
William Byron won.
They broke the streak.
Wow.
Ah,
William Byron won for some reason.
Phil goofed
Not
it.
sure why.
We have our first foray into night racing this year, right? First night race of the year at Martinsville.
Oh yeah, Martinsville night race Saturday night. It's gonna be fun.
Then we have another one the following week at Bristol.
God bless.
Mm-hmm. Then we go to the biggin.
Biggin, Talladega.
Ooh.
That's gonna be
Big
good.
boy.
Cannot
Big
wait
boy.
for Talladega.
Talladega has free camping.
Yeah, it does.
I want to go so bad.
Legend has
Yeah.
it that the Talladega Indians raced horses.
Adrian,
know
I
that?
fucking hate you.
Yeah.
If I haven't made this abundantly clear yet, I really do not like you.
That's why y'all sit on opposite ends of the table.
I can smell him from here.
I can strangle you at any moment.
Fear him.
Wait, real
Acknowledge him,
quick.
Adrian.
Before we do this, I gotta check.
Acknowledge me.
I'm pretty sure the entry list we're at. I need to confirm something this week. It's
Well, the floor is yours.
necessary. I need to be sure here.
You got all our attention. Don't fumble the bag.
Yeah, just being sure.
We're waiting.
Okay. That's the trucker. I need to look at
I can
Xfinity.
put the Jeopardy
Dale
music
Earnhardt
on.
Jr., baby. His race.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Junior's running
Yeah,
Martinsville?
Yeah, Junior's running Martin.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was this Martinsville or the next one, but it is this one. I think he's got a shot to win.
Oh.
I mean,
I think other than Junior, I feel like we should probably talk about, the Hall of Fame ballots up.
Yeah, that's a big one.
We
Hall
should
of
probably
Fame
talk about that this week because it's in this week news. What are you guys' thoughts on it?
I think
Ken's
Matt
getting in
Kenseth's gonna be a
100%.
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Is it thin? Yeah, Kansas.
I think Kenseth's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mhm.
Just for the sheer fact that he's a champion. He's the only champion on the list.
Yeah, I like Kenseth. I also like Shelmerdine
Yeah, Shelmerdine's
Yep.
because
good.
of his
Ricky
work.
Rudd,
Ricky Rudd.
Rudd, yeah.
Ricky Rudd is
Harry
a
Gant.
beast.
There's a lot of there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
Oh,
that time
Earl
Ricky Rudd got
Edwards.
in, too.
I like Carl Edwards. However,
I like Carl. I don't know if
is he a Hall of Famer?
name soon, but I like Carl. Fun.
I think Foyt or
Let's
Ard
not-
should
let's
get in
not-
for the Pioneer ballot.
But
Let's
I think
not
Kenseth's
let's not
gonna be
use
in. I
the
think
Hall of Fame
Shelmerdine's-
as an excuse to get Carl Edwards back on TV.
Yeah.
I think we should.
By the way, next year Jimmy Johnson will be on the ballot. So will Chad Knaus.
And Jimmy
That was
Johnson and
easy
Chad Knaus
first
will be in the
ballots
Hall
for
of
both.
Fame.
They're immediately going to the Hall of Fame. No question
Yes.
asked.
Probably the easiest decision ever made in the history of it.
So
Yeah,
whoever
just-
else is on that ballot is going to have to wait. It's going to be Jimmy and Chad.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody else.
Yeah.
Go now.
You got another week. If you don't make it now, you got to wait another 2 years, maybe.
Go now. Good luck, everybody else.
Yeah. But I think Ken's the first ballot hole. I don't think
Yeah.
39 wins to
It's gonna be
champion.
like when Jeff Gordon went in, and like everybody said yes except for one guy, so he didn't get like the unanimous vote.
Who was the
I hate
one
to be
guy?
that
Do we know?
loser. Some loser.
That one
There
asshole.
was one dude like on the committee that was like, no.
You, Jeff Gordon.
It was like when they were going through the NFL one, and they were like, all right, let's go down the list. Peyton Manning, all right, skip that one. So it was like
Yeah.
nobody even had to vote.
They timed those, and Peyton Manning's lasted 13 seconds.
Peyton Manning's question for if he should be in the Hall of Fame or not when his first ballot, on his first ballot, lasted 13 seconds, and it was a unanimous yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to happen with
It's like they didn't even have to bring it up. They were just like, okay, skip that one. That's a yes.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, yep.
Yeah.
So
Let's talk about Dale Jr. because obviously I do think his teammate's going to win, Josh Berry, or
I think it would be funny if him and Ty Gibbs get into it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that would be really funny.
Problem is, I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with Ty Gibbs.
No. But damn it,
I don't know.
it's
He's
Dale Jr.
decent at Martinsville. He ran decent at Richmond last year.
He didn't run well.
I could see
He
him
ran well
running.
at Richmond the first time.
He was alright last year. What did he
He
finish?
went Richmond, and then he did Richmond, Homestead.
Yeah, I think it was
he went
Homestead.
Richmond, Homestead, Darlington, Richmond again. Now he's doing Martinsville.
Yeah.
Sweet. Dale Jr., baby.
Junebug.
Junebug.
Yeah, you bug. Woo!
World's greatest race car driver. I bet he'll
Is
run
that about everything?
8th at best.
That's it.
They got to have the junior cam. We got to have all eyes on Dale Jr. at all
I
times.
also like how on his name on the windshield it always says Dale Jr.
Yeah, they don't put Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, they don't even put Earnhardt. They just put Dale Jr.
I mean, they put it on his cup car. I remember really back when that started, it said Earnhart Jr. But that was like a long time ago when they started putting names on the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit
Running the
took, like,
88 the 4 times that the 88 in Xfinity will be run this year. The other 3 by Miguel Paludo at I think it's the first one was Coda, and then I think the other 2 are Road America and Indy Road Course.
I know you almost said Michael McDowell.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Greatest race
You
car
was
driver
like-
of our time.
Greatest race.
I was just gonna Americanify
we love you,
Paludo.
Spin Tunnel, big fan. Come on the show.
Michael, please come on the show. Please come on the show. Please come on the show.
Hello, thank you for watching.
Hello, thank you for watching. Hello, thank you for watching. Hello, thank you for watching.
Is that about it?
I
That's
mean,
about it.
I think so.
They hit the Pentagon.
Hit the fucking
They hit
Pentagon.
the fucking Pentagon. Turn on the TV. It doesn't matter what channel.
We're not your grandma's.
We're not your grandma's radio show.
We're not even a radio show.
We're not.
We're not. Fuck the radio.
Yeah, but
Radio's
you know what we
dead.
are? We're Spin Tunnel. And you know what y'all aren't?
We're not.
Spin Tunnel. Fuck you. Goodbye.